Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum and a very good evening to you all. I'm Ashit Miradas and this is Evening News. Looking at the top stories this evening, amid differences of opinion between President Abdul Yameen and former President Maumoon Abdul Gayoom over PPM's parliamentary group's decision regarding the issue of appointing a new PG, the two presidents have met to discussion party-related matters. The Gaza Maldives Relief Fund, initiated by Adal Party to help Palestinians afflicted by the ongoing Israeli aggressions, has received over 1.6 million rupiah. Commissioner General of Maldives Customs Service Ahmad Muhammad says that starting today, no Israeli products will be imported into the Maldives. Amid differences of opinion between President Abdul Yameen and former President Maumoon Abdul Gayoom over PPM's parliamentary group's decision regarding the issue of appointing a new PG, the two presidents have met to discussion party-related matters. President Gayoom sent out a tweet post the meeting confirming that the two met at the president's office yesterday to discuss matters related to their party PPM. In the tweet, he also said that the party will continue to grow stronger day by day. PPM's parliamentary group's decision last Saturday to endorse Muhtaz Muhsin for the Prosecutor General's post instead of Maumoon Hamid, despite party leader former President Gayoom's request, led to the alleged differences of opinion. Maumoon Hamid is a nephew of former President Gayoom and President Abdul Yameen. On Saturday, the parliamentary group took a vote during which 33 out of 38 MPs present voted in favour of endorsing Muhtaz as the new PG. And during Monday's Parliament sitting, Muhtaz was endorsed with 62 out of 69 MPs who took part in the vote, voting in his favour. The new PG took oath of the office on Tuesday at the President's office. The Gaza Maldives Relief Fund, initiated by Adal Party to help Palestinians afflicted by the ongoing Israeli aggressions, has received over 1.6 million rupiah. A leading member of the fund committee, Iyad Hamid, told DhiTV that till today the fund has received a total of 1,608,598 rupiah and $6,293. Noting that arrangements are in place to allow people to make donations via Bank of Maldives and Islamic Bank, Iyad said that the fund is receiving a huge amount of public support. Israeli military launched Operation Protective Edge in the Gaza Strip on the 8th of this month. Since then, 807 innocent Palestinians have died and over 5,000 injured. Among the dead, many are women and children, with the death toll of children rising to over 166. According to Adal Party, funds collected will be used to buy food and medical supplies for Palestinians. Commissioner General of Maldives Customs Service Ahmad Muhammad says that starting today, no Israeli products will be imported into the Maldives. In a tweet he posted last night, the Commissioner General said that starting 25th July, all products of Israeli origin will be banned from import and sale in the country. Looking at customs statistics, products imported from Israel into the Maldives mainly include some liquor brands, plastic bags, jewelry items, steel products, and some electronic gadgets. It's noteworthy that most products imported from Israel are also imported into the Maldives from other countries. Therefore, it is not likely that the ban on Israeli imports will affect the prices of such products to a large extent. Foreign Minister Dunya Mahmood has also announced the ban on Israeli imports, along with the dissolution of 3 bilateral agreements made with the Israeli government.
President Nasheed's government had signed 3 agreements with the Israeli government. We want to highlight that these agreements have been dissolved by the current government. These agreements were signed in the areas of health and medicine, culture, education and science, and tourism. President Maumoon's government, as well as the current government, do not believe that Maldives should hold ties and sign such agreements with Israel. I want to note that I have a copy of the speech President Nasheed delivered at the UN General Assembly in 2009. He has said very clearly that, quote, the new government of Maldives will look to renew relations with Israel.
The ban comes as part of the government's efforts to take action against Israel for its brutal aggressions in Palestine, which the government has openly condemned in the international arena as well. And now here's this week's editorial report. Although many believe that the country's reins are still in the hands of former President Maumoon Abdul Gayoom, who ruled the Maldives for 30 years, now that his half-brother Abdul Yamin is in power, their belief has evidently been challenged by President Yamin's recent decisions. Although President Yamin came to power on the back of President Maumoon, it's likely many would no longer believe that President Yamin has any intentions to perpetuate the nepotistic practices of the 30-year regime. While it's certain the ruling party's MPs clearly demonstrated President Yamin's line of thinking in appointing the Prosecutor General recently, the decision would surely increase public confidence in the Yamin administration and eliminate misgivings about the administration's sincerity. Today, many would know and have tasted the bitterness of corrupt governments being in place. Looking at the country's political history, we see that one main reason why President Maumoon's administration, despite being well-loved and highly respected, faced eventual downfall was the favoritism granted to family members and relatives, and the great partiality towards close friends in assigning top government positions. It's not without valid reason that political commentators find the short-lived Nasheed administration to be worse in comparison to the President Maumoon. Although Nasheed, who came to power pledging to uphold democracy and good governance, was far less nepotistic, the country did witness the consequences of his administration having too many party activists on board who only worked to serve their own selfish interests during its mere 3 years in power. History, however, has shown that President Yamin is indeed a different individual. During the fifth and final term of President Maumoon in power, President Yamin was the only one in the ruling family to openly challenge some of President Maumoon's decisions. Following the landmark change when political parties emerged in the country in 2005, it was President Yamin who stepped aside to create his own political party instead of teaming up with President Maumoon. Over the past 8 months, many have questioned if it's President Yamin or President Maumoon himself running the government. However, looking at the events surrounding the recent appointment of the Prosecutor General alone, it's safe to say that President Yamin's decisions are independent, well-calculated, and well-timed, in stark contrast to what many critics of his administration have thought so far. Although many question if President Yamin would be able to secure another term in 2018 elections, it's become evident that his style of leadership and policies are indeed different from that of his predecessors and what the majority had expected from him. Not only this has boosted public confidence in the Yamin administration, but also proven to the masses that President Yamin is someone who has the right amount of courage and strength to shatter this stereotype of nepotism the public had expected him to reflect when he came to power. Islamic Ministry receives over 790,000 rupiah as Zakat al-Fitr in Mali region alone. According to the ministry, while the deadline to make the Zakat payments have ended, they have received a total of 796,240 rupiah from Male, Hurumale and Vilimale. Ministry revealed that 32,502 paid 325,020 rupiah for regular rice, and 5,060 people paid 268,820 rupiah for white rice. This year, 12,300 people registered to receive Zakat al-Fitr in Mali. President Abdul Yamin will deliver his Independence Day address tonight. According to the President's office, the President will deliver his address after the flag hoisting ceremony at 11:50 at the Republic Square. In his address, the President will remember the heroes who fought for the country's independence and shed light on the current status of the country and government's plans to expand and improve the country's economy. Maldives gained independence from Britain on 26 July 1965. Since then, 26 July has been marked as the Independence Day. Criminal court orders authorities to keep the Russian woman who smuggled 2.5 kilograms of drugs into Maldives detained until her trial concludes. 25-year-old Pertova Angelina was arrested on 27 January this year and has been in police custody since then. She arrived in the Maldives on a tourist visa from Sao Paulo, Brazil. The case has prolonged due to the delays in attaining an interpreter. Criminal Court issued the order to keep her in detention yesterday. The case was forwarded to the Prosecutor General's office on 2nd April. With this, we conclude tonight's news. Thank you for watching and wish you a pleasant night ahead.
Balong Tiagindoli, DhiTV.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ألف لام را كتاب أحكمت آياته ثم فصلت من لدن حكيم خبير ألا تعبدوا إلا الله إنني لكم منه نذير وبشير وأن استغفروا ربكم ثم توبوا إليه يمتعكم متاعا حسنا إلى أجل مسمى ويؤتي كل ذي فضل فضله وإن تولوا فإن